Good evening, you beautiful, positive people. Welcome to TCB Studios. Welcome to Burn It Down. I'm super excited about my guest tonight. Writing down a description of this beautiful man earlier. Part Alex Chilton, part Paul Westerberg, part Tom Waits, part Elvis Costello, part a used car salesman that on the weekends goes door to door and sells Bibles. Most of all, I'm so lucky to call him a mate, a bandmate, and a brother. Let's get into it. Mr. Blake Rainey, let's burn it down.
What's up, Tom?
Oh my goodness, you look beautiful. I love your setup.
Oh, thanks.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling real good.
I did the old replay squad twice while I was working in the studio today and watched your set from Saturday night or Saturday late afternoon doing this benefit for Monica Romweber. And it was a brilliant set. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for participating. I know that's what we do. That's what our community does.
My pleasure, Tom. Totally. I had a blast.
You absolutely slayed it. So cheers to you. Cheers to Renée Yaworsky and everyone out there in CCTV land. So I have so much fun with my guests, especially when they're mates like you and we have this history. So, of course, I'm writing notes down today, and I'm like, when did we actually meet? Because the Young Antiques and my old band Rent Boys played together a lot.
Yeah, we did.
And I believe the first time we met was at the legendary Dark Horse Tavern
I think that
in Virginia Highland.
Yeah.
Mid to late 90s.
I remember some funny stories from that.
Oh. Well, I was a different man back then, but let's just say, yeah, I was probably a bit more crass. But I remember when we met, we hit it off like that, which is wonderful. And I remember saying to you, I love that dichotomy of like the name, the Young Antiques. So it's like young, but also you write songs like an old soul, which you do. And you were like, you get it. Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that show was magical. And then we probably played 100 shows since then. And then I kind of feel like sometimes I'm an additional member of your bands because now I've sang on so many records.
Yeah, we kind of hope you're going to be on all of them.
Well, listen, if I'm alive and healthy and my voice sounds good to you and it's in key, and Blake and John and whoever else is playing with you, shout out to John Speaks, Blake Paris, my other brothers, love them so much. I enjoy it. I love it. So thank you for having me.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure. It always adds another dimension to the record.
Oh my goodness, I know. I remember on the last session, John Speaks sent me a note. He goes, yo, you sound like you're channeling Barry White for a second. I was like, well, that's cool with me.
Yeah,
but
right.
Now, so you took a break for a minute with the Young Antiques and did Blake Rainey and his Demons, which is just as great, but it's this other animal. It's like maybe the songs are a little bit slower. I mean, you could probably describe this better to me, but it seems like the songs, like it's always singer-songwriter but Blake Rainey's Demons is very much singer-songwriter.
Yeah, there's a little more of a folk country element to that that's not really in the Young Antiques so much.
Right.
Yeah, the songs are usually a little sadder.
Sure.
More introspective kind of thing. I hope to do another one again.
You got to. So yeah, because like I mentioned these people that I was describing you, like Alex Chilton, Paul Westerberg, Tom Waits, certainly Elvis Costello. The Young Antiques are like mid-tempo to fast songs that are extremely anthemic. But like Blake Rainey, his Demons are mid-tempo to slower to some songs not even have percussion that are just very well, I guess autobiographical.
Yeah, it's definitely a different feel with the Demons. And I started doing the Demons where I pretty much played all the instruments.
Right.
I think the first record didn't even have any drums on it at all. Maybe not even the second one either, but it had more instrumentation going on with backing vocals and
yeah. Well, I certainly hope you do another Demons record. I remember we were chatting. I guess I was in New York still, but we'd hang out, and you were like, "Yeah, Darren Sanders gave me his approval. He goes, you need to put out a record under the name Blake Rainey as Demons." And I was like, Darren Sanders says it, then his word is bond. And we love Demons. That's the problem with a lot of people and artists. They're scared of these demons. I talk about it. I was trying to read some new poems earlier, and I had so many tech issues. And I was like, this is ridiculous. The tech gremlins are kicking Tom Cheshire's ass tonight. And I basically tried it 3 times, and I had to shut it off, reboot everything, But I've been writing about demons a lot lately because we're taught to fear them, especially when we're artists and we're going through stuff, and it's like, fight your demons. And then someone gave me some really great advice, and was like, well, if you fight your demons and beat them, yes, that's great. But then 3 weeks later, when you least expect it, that demon's going to get you, and it might take over and really destroy you. So my writing lately has been like, embrace those demons, talk to them, tell them jokes, give them a massage, dance with them, and say, hey, listen, let's work together. I'll give you Friday nights, but give me Saturday and Sunday with the wife.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, man. The new songs on the Young Antiques record deal with demons as well. There's a song called The Wraith, where it's actually just me and a piano.
Love it.
Which will be the most different thing we've ever done on a Teeks record. And then a lot of the songs are dealing with, personal demons and real demons, actually werewolves in their youth. I would consider, it's about a monster, but
I love that song and can't wait for the world to hear it. Yeah, man. I mean, you really become, you're a brother and a bandmate. For those who don't know, Blake also joins me and Marlo Sanchez and Kelsey Wilson and Ben Thor on stage with All Night Drug Pal and Wolves. And when we have the time to play, we have the best time ever. And we are going to do some more shows. Actually, I'll send you a note probably tomorrow, Wednesday. Just got a message from some friends of ours that that are interested, maybe January, February. Let's do it like a 3 or 4 day small mini run of a tour. And I'd love it if we could all do that.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so much fun. And I know for a fact that we have another Wolves record in us, but you got 4 guys, me, Marlo, Kelsey, and Ben Thrower and you, and all of you guys have kids and other bands, and then working in television and movies. It's really difficult, but also that's not a good excuse, man, because we got to give the world another. I mean, I love it because we'll send each other texts whether I'm traveling or not, and you'd be like, yo, listen to this. I got this cool idea. I don't know if this has a home yet, but I think it could be a home. It could be in a Wolves song. And I'm like, yeah, we love it. We love Wolves.
We do. We love Wolves.
So where are you at right now? Because I went in your studio. Now it seems like, I don't even know. Was it a couple of months ago and worked on a vocal? I need to go back there again. Maybe we could do it before the end of the year, because I'm going to take a little time off around Christmas, and I may take off the first week of January as well, and decompress, plan my year, and then maybe I could come in and do a studio session. Where are you at right now with the other brothers, the other Blake and John Speaks, on this next Young Antiques record?
I would say we're 95% done. All we've got is like some percussion to finish, some couple of backing vocals to finish. I think Paris has maybe a couple of bass lines he wants to redo.
Sure.
And then it's done. So it's been a labor of love, and it got done quicker than it should have, considering John's in like 4 bands now.
Yeah,
So
he might be the busiest, one of the busiest drummers that I know. He
yeah,
needs to chill out. He needs to remember John speaks. Come on, let's get this done. No, that's pretty cool that, well, you make it a priority and you're getting it done. But I know
Yeah.
he's doing a lot, because I'm working on a record over at Randy Michaels under the name TCB. And I know
Great
Ray.
name, by the way.
Oh man, thank you. It's so weird that sometimes these things are right in front of us, And I'm like, it was like literally last year, December. I'm like, my name's Tom Cheshire. Why don't I just my business during the day in television, Tom Cheshire Business. At night, Tom Cheshire Band. Eventually it'll be a label called Tom Cheshire Brand. I just need. I'm manifesting this. I'm putting this out there. Does anyone want to give me and Blake Rainey 250 grand tonight, and we could really put out some great stuff? Yeah.
Yes, that's a great idea.
You look awesome, man. Are you playing a rock show on this Monday night? What's going on?
I'm just trying to stay warm, I guess is what it is.
Stay warm, drink some beer, smoke. I need to come over, work on some vocals, have like a bourbon with you or a whiskey, and maybe smoke a cigar. I was in the mountains last weekend for an old, beautiful friend of mine, Russ Jackson, that I played music with in the West End in the 90s. And it was lovely because he got married in the mountains in Brevard, North Carolina, which is like John Phipps, so someone probably knows better than me exactly where it is, but I think it's like 30 or 40 minutes outside Asheville. But we're in the mountains at this wedding and hanging out with Marlo and Brian and Rob Kinchlow and just all our, friends that we played music with, that very well. And then they go down the hill. You'll see the smoke. And they had this tent, bunch of old men around it in their tuxedos and suits. And basically it was a bourbon and cigar tent. It's wonderful. So I was like, they're like, what can I get you? I was like, you guys are serving 2 things. I'll have one of each. So I had a bourbon, I had a cigar. My brother was in town. My brother was at the wedding from New York City. So I'm hanging out with my brother Scott, smoking a cigar and having a bourbon. Like, who's better than me? It was so lovely.
Wow, it sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
We should definitely smoke a cigar together. That's one of my favorite pleasures.
Yes.
Good cigar.
I love it. So we're gonna make that happen. What I'll do is text you tomorrow, and we'll be like, man, okay, well, let's talk about hopefully this Wolves tour with some friends of ours that and then we'll get on thread with the rest of All Night Drunk Palamos, and we'll finish up this awesome Next Young Antiques record, which gets to my next question. Not question, but you basically started your own label, I guess, right before the pandemic, you and your wife.
Yeah, we started Southern Lovers Recording Company as a label to put out ourselves. Basically, we needed to call it. We needed a name.
Yeah.
And I've been building this studio down here for a while. I got the curtains. I'm trying to get everything else a little better in many ways. I got a drum kit. I got a 1975 Slingerland.
Oh my goodness. I love your studio is set up so mint. It's so perfect. Like, even just like the ceiling, everything, you just walk in, you feel so comfortable. But yeah, this label, first of all, that's such a good name. So what we'll do is, and again, shout out to Renee behind the scenes, my sister, my hero, who really is the person who is driving. I always talk about like the person driving the back of the fire truck, controlling everything. She's just a badass woman and a badass human. She's the one who basically put together that thing for Dexter and his sister on Saturday. So shout out again to Renee for helping me direct and produce and put together the show Burn It Down, because I get to share my friendships and my bonds and my relationships with my best friends that I've done music and art with for 20 years.
Yeah. Thank you, Renee.
Yeah, shout out. Cheers, Renee.
Cheers.
So, excuse me. So, one, tech issues all day with everything I tried to do. Secondly, I've given myself rules in my life, and certainly Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are what I call school nights, and I won't have a drop of anything. That being said, it is Blake Rainey. The tech issues kicked my ass, so I was like, I need a drink. And thirdly, it's a holiday week, so I'm only working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. I have off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Gonna hang out and just enjoy life for 4 days straight, which I haven't done that in forever. I know you know how it is. You're slammed. You're a dad. You got work, your bands, your studio, your label. It's like it's a juggle, you know. But that being said, I've opened a couple of beers tonight. I won't be hurting tomorrow. I'm doing just tomorrow's easy. 10-hour day tomorrow, 8-hour day Wednesday, and then I'm in mini vacation mode, which is awesome. You know, what do you got going on? What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving?
We're going up to Asheville.
Oh, cool.
With the wife's family, and I think my mother-in-law bought us tickets to go to the Biltmore. So, so we're just gonna chill out, eat some good food, smoke some cigars, and just relax.
I love it, love it, love it. And shout out to Kendra. I'm a huge fan of hers, and she knows how to TCB too. I've seen her get on stage, play with some bands, sing, great voice, play the trumpets. I mean, like talented woman.
Yeah, she's got a small part on the new Young Antiques record, but
very cool.
She and I are planning. I've been writing some songs for us to do together.
Oh wow, that's a great idea.
It's still a work in progress, but it's I guess the closest thing I could compare it to would be the band X.
Oh my goodness, one of my favorite bands ever. One of my favorite bands ever. Yeah, old John Doe and Exene, they were married for quite some time. They met actually at a poetry reading, I believe, and they both were just poets and striving to go to the next level as poets. And then next thing you know, they meet up with a guy named DJ Bonebreak, and was it Billy on guitar?
Right. Yeah, so it's definitely going to be a more
Billy Zoom on guitar, and I'm going to impersonate him right now. He plays like this. His legs are like so spread out. Just like this.
Yes.
Oh man, my new TCB Studios is looking pretty cool tonight. Check it out, guys.
I like it. I love the red, man.
Yeah, we got to have you come over here, and maybe you work on a couple of ideas that I've been fooling around with on the old keys, the old piano. I always love bouncing some of my melody ideas with you because the brain is so wild, because I'll write something and I think the chorus ends there, and you're like, no, Tom, your brain's like, no, I'm like, and you're like, yeah, but then goes, like, add on to it like it's almost two people singing in a round.
Right. That sounds like a plan, man. We should do it.
Yeah. So, basically, this record, I guess we should hope for it. Maybe I'm going to maybe manifest it on Burn It Down Tonight, maybe spring or summer of 2023. Does that sound real?
Probably not. It takes about 8 to 9 months to get vinyl back these days.
Right.
So
that's a great question. Yeah. So that's actually, I'm always coming up with ideas when we have this show. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, because the TCB record's almost done. So what I'm thinking about doing is releasing a single or two digitally, putting in the request to the vinyl, then releasing it a few months later digitally, and then hopefully 5 or 6 months after that, we have a release of a proper 12-inch vinyl record release.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I'm going to be doing some market research and interviewing, asking you and my musician friends like what their thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a tricky business. I mean, with the last record, Another Risk to the Heart, we had a publicity campaign going, and we did release a couple of singles before the records got back, and
Right.
kind of got the ball rolling. So that's a great idea,
Right. And then maybe work with someone like I know you're good friends with. I'm a big fan of his as well. The filmmaker Jeff Shipman. Shout out
yeah,
to Jeff Shipman. You've done some videos with him. And yeah, I may need to do that. I may need to take you to lunch and buy you a couple of coffees and then maybe a couple of pints, a couple of beers, and get into like a think tank session and right, because how do you execute this? Because since the pandemic, yesterday, right, even like big bands that are on major labels, I think for a minute they were saying it's all Adele's fault. like there was like all these, like no vinyl could come out.
yeah. And the last record we put out, the one that you're on, Armies in the Alley.
I love that song, man.
Thank you. We put that out right smack in the middle of the pandemic. So
Right.
we couldn't tour, we couldn't do anything, except hawk it online,
Right. And we're going to get all your information, and myself and Renee will put this on the site to go to Young Antiques, Black Rainey's Demons, Southern Lovers. Basically, that's what we try to do, is just because this is the new, it came to be like this was the new normal in the past couple of years, and it's like, okay, we need to reinvent this wheel and do. This is our way of networking, which is like we start our own television station. We start our own community, and I love that we're starting to play live shows again, though. That has been brilliant. And seeing you, and we did an awesome show. Shout out to Andy Gish and Kim Ware, closing out the Come On to My House Festival 1 year ago at 5 p.m., which was awesome. The Young Antiques killed that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
You guys did that badass Nirvana cover, and people went nuts.
Yeah, that was Speak's idea. That's a fun song to play, man.
It's great because all the people I mentioned that you have pieces of, and I know we've had late night conversations on the road talking about people that have inspired us, including each other. We inspire each other, but all those people, Tom Waits, Elvis Costello, certainly Paul Westerberg and the Replacements, but like, I never would say, Kurt Cobain or Nirvana, but you absolutely slayed and nailed that cover. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, Kurt Cobain, songwriter. Yeah, totally. I could see that too now.
I love Nirvana.
Yeah.
In Utero is one of my favorite records.
It is so good. It's one of those things. I was talking with my friend Nathan Maxwell. Him and his wife Shelby have a band called Valorous. They were guests on my show a few weeks ago, and they're a bit younger. And so Nirvana was so important to them. But the wild thing is, my brother and I, Scotty, talk about it all the time. It's like when they came out, I intentionally didn't get into them, and then years later I did, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? It's like I should have been into them. Like I had a chance to see them. I should have seen them,
Yeah, I never got to see them. I'll tell you, the best vinyl to buy of theirs, the studio records are great, but their Live at Reading is just slamming. It is incredible.
You guys hear that? Check out Nirvana Live at Reading. I think I've seen footage of that because it was in I believe it was in that documentary, The Year That Punk Broke, 1994. That's when he's like jumping into the drum kit wearing a dress. I just listened to a really great interview with Toby Valley, who was the drummer of Bikini Kill, and fantastic. And she dated Kurt Cobain. She actually termed and wrote the name of the song "Smells Like Teen Spirit" as a joke, and basically he wrote the song. She said Kurt smells like Teen Spirit, and then he wrote the song. But she talked about, they were still great friends, and it was sad to see his demise and his sadness. But she said that as big as he got, she thought it was huge of him wearing a dress and him being so open and really kind to the gay community. And just like she said, it was really huge and important that she knows that he actually helped feminism come to the next step. And I love that.
That's wonderful.
Really, really deep. Well, man, you're wonderful, man. And I told you it goes quick. You know, we just talk. 30 minutes goes by so fast, and
we could talk all night.
oh my goodness, I know.
Yeah.
We've gotten off stage in other towns at 1 a.m. and gotten to hotels and spoken till 5 a.m.
Yes.
And all of it has been an absolute, like, my honor, my pleasure, my joy. And I can't wait to do it again. And I can't wait to sing on this next Young and Teach record. Thank you for always including me. It's wonderful. And like I said, that's why I want to get you on one of these things that I'm working on, because I'm just having so much fun. Like, I just was like, all right, TCB is just like, I don't want there to be any rules. I mean,
Right.
We might have a violin player and a drum machine. I mean, you just go in there and just start singing melodies.
Yeah, I'd love to be a part of it any way you want. That would be an honor to me.
Yeah, well then, this is what we do on the show.
Okay.
So guys, if you want to send Blake and I 250 grand, we're cool with that too.
Yes.
But
Very cool.
this is what we do on the show. It's we talk about the past, we talk about the future, we talk about the stuff that excites us, and then we try to manifest the good stuff in the future.
Gotcha.
It's all happening. It's
happening.
all good. Again, shout out to everyone in CCTV land. I'm really proud to be part of this conglomerate. It's just not television. We're really, Renee is changing the rules. We had JP on last week. We talked about mental health, talk about art and smart, intelligent stuff and good stuff, and never put things down, always build things up, and it's nothing but love and positive mental attitude, love and PMA and choosing awesome. And man, I just appreciate you and your friendship, and love sharing the stage with you.
Oh, I love sharing the stage with you too. It's a total wild blast to be playing with you and Marlo and Kelsey and Ben.
Yeah.
It's always fun. It's just this energy gets created on stage that's just unreal.
Man, I just got chills just now from that. That makes me so happy. And let's manifest that, man. Let's get out of town, get away from the wives for 4 days with some friends and share the stage, a couple of loggers, and just be beautiful together. We're going to share all of your information.
Okay.
And man, nothing but love and one love, man.
Absolutely. One love.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Burn it down. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.